Okay, welcome back to the Prison Yard TV. So I scheduled this for earlier today. Then I rescheduled it for tomorrow, but I decided to do it again today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. If you already haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. I'm gonna wait for a few more viewers to get in here before I start. As you can tell by the thumbnail, I was in many fights in prison, on the streets and in jail. But I'm going to talk about the two that stands out the most to me, and the two that I had the hardest time with. I'm going to wait for a few more viewers to come in first, though. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Of course, I'm rolling my shit up so I can get right into this story. Actually, it's two stories, one in California and one in Olympia, Washington. And both of them were, I consider, two of my most challenging fights I've ever had in my life. I'll wait for a few more viewers to get in here. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button now. I see there's 16 viewers, and I got how many likes in here? Let me see. You guys haven't hit that like button yet. Yep, always been at war with them. Will County Jail, Joliet, Illinois, Southwest Chicago. Oh shit, they're talking about gangster disciples and my craziest fight. Story is when I was 17 in adult county jail, and me and my two homies were the only Latin kings against the whole pod full of gangster disciples. Damn, Flip. That's kind of like the little ride I was in when I was in Washington, bro. Oh, they was taking your commissary? They stole my commissary, and I ran up and threw the first punch. Then you know what happened next. Yeah, they mobbed you. You got smashed on, huh, Flip? Yeah, I know. I've been jumped a few times. But you know, hey, Flip, when you get jumped by that many people, they don't do no damage to you. They start hitting each other. You come out unscathed, really. When more than 3 or 4 people jump on you, it's nothing. I'd rather have 5 or 6 people jump on me than 2 or 3 because it's too many people. They're not really hitting you. Got punched and kicked by just about everyone, then ended up in the hole. Yeah, I've been through that. You was 17. Oh, you handled your business for being 17, Flip. Sour Diesel said, where was this at? Shit, Illinois. Where all the GDs are at. A whole lot of them over there. I met a gang of gangster disciples, though. Latin King beats with gangster disciples. You didn't know that? Sour Diesel. You didn't know Latin Kings funk with gangster disciples? That's one of their worst enemies, bro. He alive to tell the story. Corey Ferguson, yeah, he is alive to tell the story. Sometimes county jails are worse than prisons. I know LA County is worse than any prison. It goes down in LA County. Well, not any prison. I can't say any prison, but a lot. LA County is worse than a lot of prisons in California and elsewhere. Okay. So who is this right here? Samantha, you've been on my page. I'm not gonna put that question up. You keep asking me the same question every day. I'm not married. However, it's complicated. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm not married. I do need a commentator though. I'm still screening people to be my commentator. And what a commentator does is while I'm doing my lives, they screen out all my comments. Not screen them out. Cali King, I see you. But a commentator like sends me the comments that they think I want to read and comment back on. It's basically screening the comments before I put them up, because usually I'll put all the comments up except derogatory comments and females trying to ask about me. I won't put them up. I'm not interested, really, to be honest with you, with nobody. I'm living my life with a clean head, a clear head, and I'm trying to keep it that way. So I'm really not interested in no relationships. I'm gonna get that straight now. However, I do need a commentator, and I was told through other channels, females are the best commentators because they could go through them faster than males, and they could send them to me, and I could see them faster. These comments come very fast. All these comments that I'm looking at right now, they come very fast. I see you wearing the Cowboys. I see you wearing the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan, homie. What's good, Sacktown? He alive to tell the story. What's good, Sacktown? Checking in. Cali King 916. Good, looking for supporting the channel. I do have super chat now. Super, what is that? Super emojis, super stickers, and super thanks. What's going on? Al Carroll, you've been here before. Shit. I need to I can't go back to Tacoma. I can't live back in Washington. They kicked me out of the state of Washington, bro. There's no way I could go back. I wouldn't even want to go back there. Ultimately, next year, I'm trying to move to Dallas, Texas. That's where I'm trying to go to. That's where my team's at. The cost of living is way lower than it is in California. I've been down there. I love it. The only thing is the weather, the humidity down there is crazy. Already. Yeah, already. Dallas is it, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. It's way cheaper, bro. The house that I was staying in down there and in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta and Dallas in the same month. And I'm going to tell you something. Atlanta, even though it's off the chain down there, I was in Tyrone, Georgia. I wasn't in Atlanta, Georgia. I was in Tyrone. And I was in a 7-bedroom mansion. And these people that own this mansion only paid $290,000 in 2010. And if you look at my Instagram and my Facebook, I filmed the whole mansion when I was there. But Dallas is just as cheap as far as housing is concerned. So, yeah, I am definitely trying to move to Dallas within the next year. I'm from Dallas. It's a really nice place to live. You're from Dallas, bro? Man, do you know Smooth and Bottoms Up Strip Club in Fort Worth? That's my dude out there. He owned Bottoms Up Strip Club out there. He sold it now. But when I was out there, he owned Bottoms Up Strip Club. He's from Dallas. He's from the D. He's known, too. He's a known cat out there. OG Smooth. Okay. So I came on here to talk about the 2 fights that I've had in my life that I really had trouble with. You heard of it? You heard Bottoms Up? So let me you guys with the questions, I'm gonna answer your guys' questions after this. But I want to talk about these two fights. So the first fight I had was with a little cat from Seattle, Washington. And his name was Jacob. And I was in H-Tank in Thurston County Jail for assault on a cop. I was fighting 4 bank robberies, identity theft, sales of cocaine, and I had like 10 or 12 charges, felony charges. And I told you guys about the Super Bowl riot down there with Pittsburgh played Seattle Sea Chickens, and I won. And I had a riot. Me and this other California cat had a riot with the whole tank. And when the cops came in, the only black cop tried to grab me, and I elbowed him, and they beat me up, and they sent me to this little ass hole with 5 cells. So I'm in this little ass hole in Thurston County Jail in H-Tank, and I'm in there for over a year. They give you a mattress. They give you a mattress and your boxers. No sheets. The light stays on 24 hours a day. The ceiling is so high that you can't even cover the light up. You got to throw wet toilet paper up there to try to dim the light a little bit. So I'm in the cell for over a year, and they bring this cat in. I forgot what he was in there for, but he starts kicking his door. He starts yelling, and it's quiet in this hole. And he does this for 2 days straight. Now, mind you, when you're in the hole, they let every cell out for an hour by themselves. So this went on for probably 4 or 5 days. So on the 4th or 5th day, when I come out for my hour, I go to this cat's cell, and he's kicking his door. He's yelling. He's talking about he's going to kill everybody. And he's a short cat. I'm 5'10". This dude's like 5'7", 5'6". And he got a long ducktail. He's Portuguese. He's Puerto Rican. And he got his eyebrows, lines in his right eyebrow. I'm like, where you from? He's like, I'm from fucking Seattle. And he says some gang shit. And I'm like, hey, bro, you know, I've been in this hole a while. Can you, like, keep the noise down? Well, this motherfucker spit on the window at me and told me, fuck you. So I guess my neighbor told him I was from California and shit. So when he came out for his hour, he came to my window and started kicking my door. So me and him, I don't really talk shit to someone through doors because you can't get to them. But by this time, I already been at this county jail, I think, for a year and a half. So all the CO, it's a real tiny county jail. I think it holds 200 to 250 people. So all the COs there knew me. I was in the newspapers all the time, every time I went to court. So in the news, the media used to be in the courtroom. So everyone knew me in this county jail. Well, the more this dude kicked the door, the more the officers didn't like this dude. So there was these 2 COs, female COs there that really liked me. CO Hochter, Joni Hochter, rest in peace. I reached out when I came home, and Ponytail Brown told me you passed from cancer. Rest in peace, Hochter, Joni Hochter. She was a CO at Thurston County Jail. And she really, honestly, helped me beat my case. If it wasn't for her and Ponytail Brown, I probably would still be in Washington prison system. They really helped me. I'm not going to get into details, but they really did help me. So what happened was the police seen this dude woofing at me through my door, and outside of the little hole pod, there was a control panel where the lights lit up when your cell door was open. So Hochter came by while he was on his hour out, and she gave me a thumbs up. And I was like, what does that mean? So I didn't know what it meant that day. So dude ultimately pissed on my fucking door. This dude pissed on my cell door, and it smelled like piss, and he was trying to break the phone and shit. There was only one phone in this pod. So I was getting mad. So look, the next day we got a cubby box outside of the unit. So when we come out for our hour, we can get our writing material, a Bible. If we want to read the Bible, use our chapstick. No commissary in there, just hygiene stuff. But it wasn't in our cell. It was outside this cubby box. So I had a deck of cards in this cubby box. So I came out for my hour, and I got on the phone with my attorney. I called home. I did my stuff for an hour. I took a shower, and I stole one of the playing cards. I put it in my boxes, and I went in my cell with it with a pencil. They have these little miniature pencils. So I went in my cell, and I knew after my hour out, this dude Jacob, it was his hour out after mine. They skipped the cell every other day. They skipped the cell. So this is what happened. So I'm in my cell. When I go in my cell, I put the card in the lock so my door don't lock. However, on the control panel, if your door ain't locked, there's a red light that pops up. Well, when she gave me the thumbs up the day before, she was telling me that she's going to turn my light off like I'm locked in the cell. She wrote me a kite the next day and told me I got action at this dude, Jacob. They wanted him out of there. So what happened was I go on my cell. I act like I locked my door and I put this card in the lock and the light don't lock up. I can see I'm in the very first cell. So I can see the control panel and I can see that the light don't lock up. So sure enough, they serve lunch. They come by with these little styrofoam trays and they serve us lunch. And afterwards, they pop each door one at a time and you put the styrofoam thing outside your door. So that's what I did. Ate my lunch. It was a sandwich or something. Put my styrofoam container outside the door. And I put this damn playing card in the door to jam it. So when he comes out for his hour, I could come out and get at this dude. Now, mind you, I told you he was like a weird kind of guy. He had his eyebrows shaved. He had a long ducktail and he was loud as hell. And he was from Seattle. We're in Thurston County. This is a ways away. So let me tell you guys something. People from Seattle, Seattle's probably the biggest city in the state of Washington. So they kind of look at people from out of town. Like Thurston County is a real small white town, and they really don't get along with Tacoma or a little town like I was in. So this dude just thought he was a city boy, and I was a country dude claiming to be from California, and he didn't think I was from California. So he comes out for his hour. When he comes out for his hour, he comes up to my door and starts kicking it. Then he goes and gets on the phone to call his lawyer. And I'm sitting there, and I told you guys in my last segment, I was one of two people in Thurston County Jail. They give you shower shoes. When you get there, you can't wear your own shoes unless you get a chrono. And I told them I had plantar fasciitis. So they gave me, I had, this is in 2005. Now I had black and gray Fat Farms, suede and leather Fat Farms. And I had them on my feet, even in the hole. So I had my boxers, socks, and these tennis shoes. That's all I had. I had this pencil and I had this card. So what happened was when he got on the phone, I kicked my door open. Poof! His eyes got this big. And as soon as my door opened, he rushed. And when he rushed, I gave him a 2-piece and he grabbed me. He grabbed my nuts and he was holding my nuts. So I had him in the headlock and he was squeezing them. So I let go of the headlock and I tried to pick him up and slam him. But somehow we both went to the ground. And man, look, I'm going to tell you something. We was fighting the police. There was 4 police at the door. The same police that I elbowed Muldrew, Ponytail Brown, Hochter, and a big ass police. I forgot his name. I think his name is Heinrich. They was at the door and they just opened the whole door and they let us fight. Well, that pencil that I had took in my cell. Some reason when I kicked my door open, it landed outside of my cell and he picked it up and he started trying to stab me with, but it's a 3-inch pencil and I had marks all over my chest from it and I had a little bit of blood. So after they broke it up, they took me and him to the infirmary, handcuffed. We went to the infirmary. They're like, oh, he stabbed. We looked for the weapon. They went back and they found the damn pencil with a little piece of skin on it or something. But that fight right there, this dude was the littlest dude I ever fought. And he fought me hard as hell. He ended up unconscious. When his head hit the ground the second time, I started banging his head with this. I had the back of his tail banging his head. But to be honest with you, I didn't win the fight. Even though he was unconscious afterwards, I didn't win that fight. He gave me like about a 4-piece when we was on the ground, man. And I did have them marks on me. So I would say the cops was like, you knocked him out, but I was tired as fuck. Now, the second fight I had was the hardest fight I ever fought. And it wasn't because of the individual that I fought. I was in Donovan, RJ Donovan. 2014. I was farther away from Sacramento in a prison as I could get. And the reason why they sent me down there, it's on the Mexican border, the Tijuana, San Diego, La Jolla border. The reason why they sent me there because I was at Vacaville and I got caught with some phones, some tobacco, and someone told that I was having relations with my counselor there. I wasn't though. I knew her And they thought I was getting phones from her, but I wasn't. I was getting phones in another place. She would always call me in her office to talk to me and stuff. She went to high school with me. And someone tried to put two and two together and think that she was bringing me this contraband that I had. I was selling phones up there for about 6 months. So they sent me to the hole, and they ultimately sent me as far away from Sacramento as possible to RJ Donovan. I went to Donovan, and while I was in Donovan, the girl that robbed the banks for me in 2005, she got out of prison in Washington. And as soon as she got out, she flew down to San Diego. And I knew a girl out there, and she picked her up from the airport. So what happened was I got 30 phones in the prison. She took 30 phones to the ranch, and I ultimately got them in the prison with cans of tobacco, e-cigarettes, and some weed. And she just got out of prison, so she needed the money. Phones up there at that time there wasn't hardly no phones. It was $2,500 to $3,500 depending on what kind of phones you had. I had 30 of them. So I started selling these phones. I went up there with a dude named Cash from East Palo Alto. We went together from Vacaville to Donovan. We took the bus together. We was both in the hole in Vacaville. So me and Cash, we became real close up there. However, the only good yard up there, was it a yard, 1 yard? It had 3 mainline GP buildings and then 2 EOP buildings. I believe it was 1 and 2 in the front, and they would get yard in the morning, and then they would lock up. EOP is people that are on medication, like JCATs. And Cash was in the EOP building, but he wasn't EOP. He was playing EOP to try to be the case. Cash was a real smooth dude from East Palo Alto. He is real dark skinned with long dreads. So while me and Cash, I get these phones in, and he's in on the play with me. He has his girl get 5 phones, and my girl got 30 phones. So we got 35 phones coming in. He gets caught with a shank in the EOP building, and he goes to the hole. So he goes to the hole, and my girl, the one that robbed the banks in Washington, just flew out there. And the girl that he met online that I got to know, her name is Clack, and she's from Ludus Park, white girl, and she had hella bread. So Clack picks up my girl Vanessa at the airport, and she goes and stays at her condominium with her. Well, Clack's boyfriend, which is Cash, goes to the hole for a night. So it took me 3 days, and I got all these phones in, right? Vanessa flies back to Sacramento, but now I'm talking to Clack every day, every night on the phone, and me and her get real close. So I still had 4 years left on my sentence, and she knew it, and she was like, "You need to leave that girl Vanessa alone. Come pro to my house, and I'll take care of you. Come to pro to San Diego." She was from San Diego, and so I was in prison, and she was right down the street from me, so she got approved on my visiting list and shit. So we planned on me paroling there. What happened was, why Cash was in the hole, I kind of took her away from him, right? So I had sold someone in the EOP building a phone for real cheap, for like $1,500. That's cheap up there. His name was Abdul, and he was from Skyline Blood in San Diego. And he was kind of a JCat. He was in the EOP building. So when Cash comes out the whole 6 months later, I'm like in a prison long distance relationship with this girl Clack that he thought was his lady. So I told him when he comes out the hole, I'm going to tell him. So he came out the hole. Someone came and got me in my cell. I go up to him. He's walking across the yard, and I tell him, "Cash." He's like, "You got my phones?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got 4 of them. I already sold one for you. I got the money for you." Mind you, I made a lot of money off these phones and tobacco when I was there. Bought Vanessa a car when I was there, and some more shit. So check this out. When I told Cash that I was fucking with Clack, he was like, "That's player, homie. That's good. You told me." I was wondering why she didn't come see me. I was wondering why she didn't write me back. So at that moment, I thought everything was cool. 2 months later, mind you, I told you EOP is out on the yard in the morning, we don't go out on the yard with them. But if we got a package, they call us for a package. We got to go through the yard to go to R&R to get our package. And they was out, the EOP's 2 buildings was out in the yard. And I had a homeboy in the EOP building, Simo. He was from my neighborhood. And by this time, my homie G-Man in the wheelchair was there. I was only Sacramento cat at the beginning when I first got there, but these 2 cats from my neighborhood ended up coming. So what happened was I had a cane. I used to keep a cane for a weapon, and they called me for my package. Well, this white boy Crip from San Jose, something family, he had an LWAP. He just got to the yard, and he was in the cell next to me. They called me and him out for a package. So we go out to this yard, and what do you know? Cash is over there waiting for a package. So I sit down next to Cash. I'm leaning up against a cyclone fence, and I got my cane in front of me. The white boy standing to my right, the white boy Crip dude from San Jose. Well, we're out there for like 15, 20 minutes, and they call yard recall for the EOPs. That means the GPs are about to come out. So what happens is the same dude from Skyline that I sold the phone to, he's in the building with Cash. And I knew this. He's a Damu. Cash is from East Palo Alto. Bay Cats and Bloods, they kind of run together in prison. So I didn't know this at the time, but him and Cash and Abdul, Mohammed, his name was Mohammed, not Abdul, started talking in the EOP building, and Cash thought I still owed him another phone, and Mohammed told him I sold him his phone. So I'm sitting down on my ass on this yard with a cane, waiting for him to call me for my package. The white boy's over here. Cash is sitting next to me right here. He's waiting for his package. And this dude, Abdul, comes up and he puts his hand on the cyclo fence above me, and he looks at Cash. And Cash does this. As soon as he does it, he swings on me. Boom. And I roll with the punch. Well, when I roll with the punch, I was getting ready to get up. The white boy Crip next to me takes off on Abdul. So when I get up, I push the white boy Crip away, and I start, me and Abdul start fighting. Now, this is in front of the program office. The lieutenant's office, the sergeant's office, and the medical building is right there. We're right in front of that, and we're fighting. And I heard get down. I heard get down like 3 times. And then I heard Big Bertha shoot. But the tower is probably 80 to 90 yards away, so it's kind of far away. Well, all these cops come out the program office. They tell us to get down. They spray us with mace. We won't stop fighting. Then they hit me in I had 3 broken ribs from this fight. They hit me in my side 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. I won't get down. He won't get down. They spray him. They hit him in the back of the head with the baton. He won't get down. We keep fighting. So they start shooting Big Bertha over there, and they hit a CO with Big Bertha, because the COs were surrounding us. Now they're starting to throw these grenades and these bombs. We keep fighting. By the time this fight was over, me and this cat, Abdul, was fucked up. I had 3 broken ribs. My knee looked like I fell off a motorcycle at 100 miles per hour. They drugged me, and I had a big old hole in my jeans, and my finger was broke. And we went in the cages in the program office, and it was so much pepper spray on us that the nurses wouldn't even come see us. You know, they have to decontaminate you when you get sprayed with mace in the face. And they got a shower inside of this program office, and no COs would take us to the shower because there was so much on us, and they couldn't breathe. That fight right there, I took 2 cans of spray on my whole body. And I'm going to tell you something about that spray. When you first get hit with it, the first time, you can't breathe. But I'm going to tell you, once it drips down to your nuts and drips down your ass, it starts burning like shit. So we're in these cages, and we're yelling at these cops, man, decontaminate us, decontaminate us. We can't see, we can't breathe. It's hard for us to even take a breath. And they leave us in there for like 10 minutes. I thought I was going to die. But I'm not even tripping on my ribs being broke, or my knee, or my hand. I'm not tripping off that. I was all scratched up and shit. They hit us a lot of times with them billy clubs. And when we was done, because I got the write-up, I got the 115, and I just was looking for it right now. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to post it on here. I'm going to let you guys see what happened to us I'm gonna find it tonight and post it on you. I'm gonna post a link with this 115. I kept that 115. So when it was all said and done with, because they let GP inmates out, which is me and the white boy, on an EOP yard where we wasn't supposed to have no kind of interactions, we fought the 115, and we both beat it because they don't supposed to let a GP out. But check this out. While I was in the cell healing up, there was a cat from Watergate and a cat from Schoolyard that I was real close to there. And they came to my cell and they said, Cash had that done to you because you took clack from him. And it started really resonating because I remember looking at Abdul, and he looked at Cash, and Cash went like this to him, and that's why he flighted me, right? So ultimately, there was a standoff. I couldn't come out. I couldn't come out for like, I think 10 days. They had me on CTQ, and I was jacked. I couldn't even get out of bed. I took pictures. I'm looking for the pictures now in my emails, but I had a phone there, so I took pictures of all my injuries, and I looked tore up. So did he. He wasn't as tore up as me, but they beat the shit out of me. The police beat me. I wouldn't get out, and neither would he. So them were my two best memories of the two best fights I've ever had in my life. Abdul, that was a hell of a fight. It was more than the one with Jacob, but it was a long ass fight. Let me answer some of these questions now. I got hell of comments down here. I think jail was down there in Donovan on a violation. Not sure though. Big E, what's up, man? You haven't tapped in a while, man. Let me see. I was a truck driver. Let me see. Cal, let me go up here for a minute. Sack Deep in Conroy, Texas. Are they? I didn't know that. John Doe, how was the relationship like with the Northern Cali Crips and the Down South Crips? John Doe. So in certain prisons, the relationship is pretty cordial. Like when we're down south, it's real cordial. But when we're up north, we're deeper up north, so we don't really need their assistance. They don't need ours because down south Crips are deep on every yard in every prison. They're really thick on every yard. But there's factions to it. You got the neighborhoods, the Rollins over here with the Harlems, and then you got the gangsters over there. They're split. So it's always been like that. But yeah, we're cordial with the down south Crips in certain prisons. Cali King, didn't Raiders beat y'all on Thanksgiving? It's all love though. I think they did. If I'm not mistaken, I think I lost $500 on that game. Big homie E. What's up, Holmes? They changed my shift from 6 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. East Coast time, lunchtime special. My G. Yeah, E. I was wondering why I haven't heard from you in a week or two, bro. J.O. was in Donovan, but he was there before I got there, bro. I think I got there late 2013. And they kicked me out, and I went to a level 4 from there in 2014. And that's when my appeal went through, and they knocked 4 years off my sentence. So I didn't give a damn where they were sending me. I was going to parole. I was supposed to parole in 2022, and they knocked 4 years off for Prop 47, and I got out in 2018. That's what? That's a S&Y pin. Babyface Lokester Keyway. So in 2014, A yard, I believe it was A yard. That was the only yard that was a GP yard, bro. All the other yards, I think it was 2 other yards in the hole. They was S&Y. You're correct. That's where the Menendez brothers was, and the homie X-Rated was there on, I think, B or C yard. But I was on the only GP yard there. I don't know if it's at all S&Y pin now, but back when I was there, they had 1 GP yard there. Yep, you're right. Babyface Lokester Keyway. You're right. Skyline in Ludus Park was the deepest on that yard, and I worked with them because I had the phones. So I know a lot of them, bro. I know a lot of them cats. I didn't have no problems with nobody except the J-Cat, what's his name? Droop Dog Life Gangster. Who is that? What's happening? Yeah, E. I know. Do the gangster Crips from? Wait a minute. Let me answer this. From up north, click up with the gangster Crips car from down south. So sometimes we do like north side gangster Crips. Some of them they kind of navigate towards the down south gangsters, but not all of them. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll get a couple of them that really click up with down south Crips. And then we kind of look at them like, you know, you guys don't want to go by our rules and regulations because NCs, we have a lot of rules that down south Crips don't have. We kind of like have some stricter rules. And so a lot of people don't want to abide by them. So they do navigate towards a gangster car or a neighborhood car. Does that answer the question? That you told that prison isn't something to be proud of. Yeah, you know what? Corey Ferguson, I like the fact that you told that prison isn't something to be proud of. Really? It was a soft level 3 yard, bro. But it did go. They had, look, between 4 and 5 building, they had this blind spot called the pocket. And if you had any problems with someone, you would call them out to the pocket and you would get down and then the cops wouldn't see you. But the incident I was in front of the damn program office. Damu's out of Pasadena. Hold the yak. Do you know any Damu's out of Pasadena? Let me think. Pasadena. I know some out of Pacoima. Yeah, you right, James. So, yeah, I'm glad I'm back home too, bro. That last jolt I did, 9 years, 8 months, and 22 days. That was the most stressful time because I was mostly on level 4 yards. So you guys know there's tension on level 4 yards all the time with the Southern Mexicans, all the time, or the white boys. So yeah, I'm glad I'm home too, bro. I really am. Private chat. How do I turn this super chat on? Where's that super chat shit? I got super chat and something else. Super something. Having issues. No, stop. So that's my story about my 2 best fights in prison. And I actually got a folder with this many write-ups in it, 115s. Hey, you know what? Hey, Babyface Loxa, I got a story to tell you right now. Hey, check this out. You asked a question. So do Hoovers from Fresno is in the NC car or do the Hoovers car down south? So check this out. Mohammed, and if you know Fresno, Mohammed's that's their last names. They're all Hoovers. I think they're 107 Hoovers maybe, but there's a family and the last name is Mohammed's, and they're all Hoovers. Check this out. When I was at Soledad North B Yard, there was this cat, bald-headed, light-skinned cat, swole as hell, and he was running with us, the NCs. And the Hoover car from down south didn't like that at all, and they pushed up on him. And they told him, nigga, you finna be from Hoover or you gonna be from NCs? And he came towards us, you know what I mean? But they was really pushing the line on this cat. So it depends on the prison you're in. Yeah, 107 Hoover. I know he was from 107, but his whole family. I mean, it ain't even just brothers, it's cousins, uncles. And he told me, he said, man, most of Hoovers from Fresno are their last name are Mohammed's. And I'm like, Mohammed's. And I remember that name. So yeah, I know a few Hoovers from Fresno. Roscoe Riley. I know Roscoe. Let me see here. That is my tale of the 2 best fights I ever. Them besides the boxing match I had with somebody with the gloves on when I was younger. Them were my 2 most memorable fights I've ever had. I tried to think about any other fights that I had that gave me that much. We was beat up. When I say beat up, I've never really been beat up. But that fight right there, them police beat my ass. And I wouldn't stop. Because I heard of 107 Hoovers from Fresno still clean crib. From Fresno still clean crib. Oh, still claim crib. Yeah, they do. They do. So when I was in the pen, I was in Pleasant Valley, and they had a lot of Hoovers there. My celly was a Hoover. He was from 7-4 Hoover, Lowdown. He was a youngster too, and Big Bub from 5 Deuce and Rick Rock. They were known 5 Deuce Hoovers, and 5 Deuce still claims Crip. They're the only ones that still claim Crip. Well, when I was in prison with them, they did. Big Bub and Rick Rock are known factors from 5 Deuce Crip. What happens when a white Crip? Yeah, I'm gonna answer that in a minute, Eric Johnson. But let me answer this first. I got beat up as well in King County Jail in Seattle. I never been to King County Jail, but I was in Pierce County Jail and in Thurston County Jail, bro. What happens when a white Crip hits the yard? I seen out here in AZ, and dude got shanked up by Woods. I'm Chicano, felt bad for the dude. I did 7 years in ADC, 95 to 2002. So, hey, Eric. So, it depends on what yard and how deep the skinheads are, because skinheads are the ones that really push the line on white Crips. But I seen white Bloods and white Crips. I'm going to have someone on here, Super Cuz from East Coast. He's a white Crip. He's from Stockton, East Coast. And Rob Dog. I just talked to him. Me and him been friends since 91, 92. And I'm going to have him on here. He's a white Crip, and he's down. I'm going to have him on here. I can't answer no more questions. I'm getting phone call after phone call. Wish you guys the best. If you haven't already hit that like button, please smash that like button. I need the likes right now. So go ahead and hit that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow. I got Iron Mike Herzog coming on here Friday, man, from Sacramaniacs. He's a beast, knockout artist. So tell the people you love them, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Friday.